Well, this is Verdun on the Xbox One, the World War One shooter, and you're wondering if you should buy it. Yes, you should, and here's why. Well, not here's why. Let's review it first, and then let's talk about why at the end. There's me dead immediately. First thing let's talk about is the graphics, because they're the most obvious things. No, they are not good enough. They are not. They're not Battlefield graphics. They're not next-gen graphics. They're very. I mean, look at this little guy twitching away there. They're very basic graphics. But try not to let that put you off, because it's a 2 GB game, as opposed to a 60 or a 75 GB game. It's a very small game, and it's a third of the price of the AAA game. So that appears to be where your money is gone. That extra $40 appears to be taken out from the graphics element of it. The most negative aspect of this game is the number of players. There's no offline mode as far as I can see. There's no campaign mode. However, there seems to be an offline mode, but this is just an online shooter really. And the names that I'm seeing in my game at the moment are the same names that I saw last night at 3 AM. So even though I'm not connected to any of them on Xbox, I'm popping up in the same games. I'm in an EU server right now because obviously there's nobody playing this in Asia. But this is a letdown, as there aren't enough players. I'm hoping there will be after this though. I'm hoping to get some. Hoping some of you guys join up, squad up with me if you want to. My name is the same as my Xbox name. Now, when it comes to gameplay, this beats, in my opinion anyway, this beats Battlefield. Now, I played the 10 hours of Battlefield 1. I didn't buy the game, but I played far too much Battlefield 4. I played that game to death, and I was a hardcore map player. I didn't play on the regular maps. I didn't enjoy the fact that it took 5 bullets to kill somebody, and if they weren't dead, they could just duck behind a rock and their health would regenerate. I played the hardcore maps because I didn't like the kill cam. I didn't like these elements of the game because it made it too easy to get killed. It took the stealth out of the game. It took the strategy out of the game. You could simply run around in your little map. You didn't have to hide as much, or you did have to hide, but you get my point. Hardcore was really where it was with Battlefield. This whole thing is hardcore. There is a little map in the bottom left that you can see, which tells you where you need to go, and that's fine. That's realistic enough. You can see that it doesn't show your enemies; it shows only your allies. You've seen me get killed, and you've seen me kill others. You can see there's no kill cam. There's no you die, you fall on the floor. They die, they fall on the floor. That's the last time you see them until they respawn somewhere else, which is very good. There's also no vehicles. You're running around in trenches, which makes the game very claustrophobic. Something that other reviewers have said in the game is that it's a slower paced game. It's not slower paced. It's just not manic. Battlefield is a manic game. You're flying around like some kind of Star Wars. You're flying around like some kind of Star Wars character. With unlimited health and bullets and rockets and grenades. This isn't like that at all. The two games are not comparable. They're not the same. They shouldn't be compared. This is very close quarters. Right now I'm in the trenches. When I go up onto no man's land into the oh. See, that's what I'm talking about regarding hardcore. 2 bullets and he's down. That's what would happen. Someone in the First World War takes 2 bullets to the chest. They're dead. I'm sorry. There's no health pack to regenerate. So what you find out is you find the trenches and the divots are places to hide, but it's very difficult. You stick your head up, you get shot. I mean, it's a very different game to Battlefield. It's the two games are not comparable. It's not an either or an or. If you have Battlefield, you may still enjoy this. If you have this, you may still enjoy Battlefield. It's not whether you should buy one or the other, which is a shame. Now this brings me on to realism. Many reviews of this have said it's more realistic. Now I don't quite know what they're talking about when they say realistic. I don't know how someone in there, anybody alive, frankly, because there's nobody left from the First World War. I don't know how anybody alive could say what's realistic in terms of the First World War. So I'm not sure these reviews are entirely accurate. I think that the best thing to say is regarding realism is that if you're going to get shot, you're going to get killed. I mean, that's just the reality of it. You're going to get shot, you're going to get killed. You know, I don't know how you could say it's realistic to World War One when nobody that was there is still alive. So we come to the end of this little video, and we're talking about whether you should buy it or not. I think yes. If you're like me and you enjoy the element of tactics and strategy, I think certainly so. This game is very much stuck in barbed wire. That doesn't happen in Battlefield, does it? You can just run through that stuff. This game has been created to allow squads to be created, because there are squad upgrades as you progress, and you didn't see him at all. The squad upgrades as you progress only upgrade if you stay with the same players. It's a slightly different mechanism. So what it's been made for is it's been made for the 4 or 5 guys that get together each night and play these games. This is the whole point of this game. It's not like Star Wars Battlefront where you can be a solo player and you can run around like crazy firing your lasers. You know, that's a very different element. You know, it's not like Battlefield where you have a better experience with a squad, but you can still play solo. You can still play that camping sniper. You know, in this one, the 4 members of the squad have a different role. They have a different command. They have different weapons, and it's really been made for that whole ecosystem. It just seems a shame to me that not enough people play it. I'm going to keep playing it as long as I can find people in a server. I think you should buy it. I think you should add me. I think we should squad up. I have no issues with this game at all. I hope it's going to be worth the $20 or the $25 that I spent. I hope it hasn't been a waste of money. That will be dependent on whether enough people are playing.